Alrighty, that was I Suppose by Dave Waller.
There's so many people that want to do that, though.
To play like that. I'm one of them. I want to play like that. It's just...
How it's something you want to do. You have a passion for it. You can do it. You keep improving. And yet there's so many people that wish they could do that.
I wish
so
I could.
feel good about it.
I've tried so hard.
Well, I don't feel good. I wish I could sing better. Because, I mean, Dave, I always know when we want to go home early. Dave says, you want to sing one?
You know what? I write and I sing a little, but imagine being Janie Lane's brother. I mean, you know, how am I ever going to... Because I do one of it. He always said to me, why don't you do any of my songs, dude? And I would say, I don't know, man. You know, for me to try to do one of yours, your range. And now that he passed away, at the memorial, I did Blind Faith with Sean as piano player. So now I do Blind Faith, my own little version at the end of every gig. And people really like it. And so that's one of my favorite songs he does. And as you play it, it's just a good song. It's great.
Right. You know, one thing I remember about Janie is, you know, we were hanging out and a bunch of dudes were playing Beatles tunes. And I had just met him. And I realized how much he could hear in music because, you know, he even just having fun, he'd stop at the one guy and he says, you know, the bass part actually goes down. You know, like how like inversions, it's like he heard all that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It was just, I mean... Really,
I forced him to listen to Beatle music growing up, so he was tuned into that. But you're right, he could hear everything. I wrote one song, and I played it for him a long time ago. It's one I never recorded. And he said, no, on that part there, don't do that, just do this. And the song is a better song, just because of one little part. Oh. So he just had that, you know.
It's a great storyteller.
Besides the ear.
Yeah, like Uncle Tom's Cabin's brilliant.
Yeah,
well, he was a storyteller when he was a kid.
Great stories.
When he was out in the woods, when he was 4 years old, and people would be there from college and the family. And my brother is the one with all of his friends. He's 4 years old, and he said, "Gather around, and I will tell you a very spooky story." And he would go into stuff, and they would love it, man. But growing up with older siblings, he had a great vocabulary too. I know there was a lady down the street that was trying to move a boulder in her backyard. She was from Tennessee. Doesn't mean she didn't have a great vocabulary. Mm-hmm. But the point is, she probably quit school in the 3rd grade. And, you know, and he says, Maxine, you should probably not push that. He's 4. He said, Maxine, you shouldn't lift that boulder. You're liable to get a hernia. She had to go look up hernia. And he's 4 years old. So he had an edge with older siblings.
Well, I'll tell you, the neat thing about his music is it lasted. I mean... My 10-year-old son who's sitting here, I was playing Down Boys before we came, and he was sitting there singing, "Where the Down Boys Go." He was singing every part of it.
He knew the song. Playing Uncle Tom's Cabin. He looked up,
huh? He knows because he knows that song. Guy. So, so his music transcends time. You know, everybody really kind of listens to it.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Anthony and I went and saw him at a fireworks show. They were doing down in
Eric was there.
Where was it?
Deerfield at Midwest Fireworks.
And Deerfield. And there, Janie was late, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was going to try to get us.
Did you really?
Yeah. Really? Yeah. I had a girl with me that was 19, and I was giving her beer. So that's frowned on in Ohio.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mississippi,
not in Kentucky.
So
is it right?
Yeah.
Not in Kentucky.
It's not illegal in Kentucky, I guess.
Hey, leave Kentucky out of it.
In Ohio, we can't do that. So
I'm related to half the people there, so.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Show.
But Anthony and I walked up to the front of the stage for the warrant part of it, and guy looked at Anthony and I says, "You guys are both too young to be standing here right in front of the stage." I says, "No, we're not." He says, "Why?" I says, "Why are we too old?" He says, "Name one warrant song." And that was right after Cherry Pie come out. And I said, "Anthony, which album do you want to start rattling off?" And we both just started firing warrant songs, one right after the other at him. And at that time, between bands, they said they just picked a CD and they put it in. And the guy looked at me and says, "Who's this, Big Shot?" I said, "I don't know. I've never heard the song before in my entire life, but it sounds a lot like Mr. Big." 2 songs later, "I'm the one who wants to be with you."
This guy was harassing you?
This guy was harassing us
about being there.
Just
about
because you were
front.
there to enjoy the show?
Yep. Yeah.
He was harassing.
And he thought we didn't know
was he a cop or what was
No,
he?
he's just some drunk.
He was a drunk,
just some drunk
older gentleman who thought these 2 young kids have no business being
Standing
at that
right
show. They don't know this music. That get them out of here.
And he thought Mr. Big was Motley Crue. I was like,
There's a big difference in that.
So you're going to tell me I shouldn't be standing here in front of Warren, a band that I love, you know, to listen to the good music, and you're going to stand here and say that? No, go away. He finally did go away, though. And we enjoyed the show. It was a good time.
It's a good show.
It's a great era.
So that's not an endorsement for drinking, really.
No, it's not.
Right.
I'll
That's
always
why you-
defend that era.
That's why you
Great.
drink balls. Balls energy drink.
In 4 fantastic flavors.
Dave
Yes.
drank
So
the root
this
beer.
is an energy drink?
Yes, it's an energy drink.
Dave drank
Yeah.
the root beer.
Sponsored the show.
Freddy's drinking the regular.
They have
I had root beer the other
the
night.
root beer kind of tastes like
Just
root beer.
How about that?
The cherry one tastes just like cherry pop. The regular flavor, in my opinion, I don't know, Freddie, I think it tastes like a cream soda. You're drinking it right now.
Yeah, it's not like
Like
that.
a cream
Yeah,
soda
great.
with a Sprite kick to it, I guess. I don't know. And the sugar-free one is just
See,
the
that's
same thing.
that's the only one of our sponsors I can talk about because the other sponsor I don't know anything about.
The strings.
The strings.
How do they hold up, guys?
The SIT strings.
a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
should
people
make
use them. I know Virgil Lay used those for years, I think.
It's his company.
Didn't he?
That's then he
Yeah.
started us.
He's an icon.
Local.
He's passed
Yeah,
away
local
now.
right here in
You see
Akron.
him?
Founder of Lay's Guitar Repair.
And then they started SIT Strings, and
Yeah.
his relatives carried on.
Yeah, so
and,
they're fine. You know, I mean, I don't even know if I have a favorite string myself, right? I mean, if it's a quality string and at a good price, like SIT, then why not?
Well, we got
Because the player makes the string.
Yeah,
well, we
not
got
vice
well. I
versa.
laugh. We got the
you're
sponsor.
right about that.
Freddie's the only one that knows about that of the three of us, so I couldn't tell you anything about a guitar. So
anyway, let's get into another song here.
Yeah, let's.
Which one do we want to do
I
here?
got Eric's Julia.
sounds
queued up.
good.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's fire that one on.
All right.
When I'm with you, girl, when you're by my side, I have to say, I really love my life. I see you in the evening with our little girl. I have to say, I really love my world. And I have fulfilled my dreams with you. Sitting in the side yard, Julia's at play, watching what she does seems to make my day. Just don't seem to get down. Really think I know you are still on my side, even when I'm alone. And I have fulfilled my dreams with you. Before you, there was nothing. So please won't you stay with me? Without you, there's nothing. So please won't you stay with me? I just don't seem to get down. Really think I know you are still on my side, even when I'm alone. And I have fulfilled my dreams. I have fulfilled my dreams with you.
great, man. Those last few chords, man, they are. I mean, they really come from the jazz idiom, man. That's
I guess, you know, they're hard to play.
Yeah.
That's how I figure it's a jazz chord. If it's hard to play, it must be a jazz chord.
Yeah, like D demented, D flat demented, the raised fifth.
A lot of dementia in my song.
Yeah, dementia, yeah. Cool. Well, you know,
Tell us something about that song.
yeah, let's hear about that.
The thing about that song does have a good story actually, is that about 8 or 9 years ago, I went to one of my best friend's house, who's Chris Edwards, who's also an excellent guitar player. Was married to Karen, his wife, and I knew Karen before she met Chris, so I had a little background with both of them. Anyway, it's his 40th birthday surprise party, and Karen said, "Look, take Chris down to Annabelle's, just kill some time." So I took him down to Annabelle's, and we were just hanging out, and he was just telling me, talking, and I kind of got a real good sense about how he really felt about his wife and his 6-year-old daughter Julia. So I thought, you know, I don't buy him any gifts or anything, so I thought, yeah, I'm just going to write a song about what I think is his perspective on how he feels about his wife and his daughter Julia. So I wrote that song. And I didn't have a bridge. I played it for my brother. And he said, "Dude, that is the best song you ever wrote." He said, "Why don't you finish it?" I thought, finish it. Yeah, he's always about completing the song. So I sat down and I wrote the bridge, the middle part, and there's the song. And Vince Ruby produced that for me. Like I say produced, but we did in his living room on his laptop. And so there's that song, and it's one that my brother said, "It's the best song you ever wrote." And so it's for a friend. It's from his perspective about his wife and his daughter Julia.
Cool.
And that's what that song is.
Cool. Cool. Very cool.
And I got a great harmony for the chorus that I didn't have when I recorded it. So someday if I ever record it again, you got to do that harmony with me. And it's much better with harmony. So all this stuff is just raw stuff.
Right on.
We got some collaboration going on.
Great,
Collaboration, that's French for collaboration.
You heard it here first if it happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a couple more I want to hear. I want to hear one more from each of you guys. We got to hear Skanky Ho, but then after that, Dave did a really cool rendition of, I know, imagine Skanky Ho to Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
He did a rendition of Sounds of Silence.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
that
it's
song.
really
Check
good.
that
I've
out.
been wanting to do that my damn self, but you already do it.
It's a
So
little
that's
punk
cool.
version.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, but it's just such a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punk version.
You've heard it.
Punk rock, not
But, yeah.
Alright.
definitely
Alright.
not its own.
A good song
Baby.
will stand the test of
Yeah.
changing all that.
I mean,
right?
take Skanky Ho, for example, this last one on your disc. I mean, even that name can't
It's an
resist.
absolute joke song.
I know, that's what's
But-
cool about it.
Yeah,
Is
but
that-
everyone in bars sings it with me.
Is that
after the
one where
first
all them
verse.
girls are going, "That's
Thing
me,
is about
I'm the
that
Skanky
Ho
Ho"?
thing. I've never. I mean, when you say Skanky Ho, I mean Ho's already skanky. You could have just called it Ho.
So it's
Yeah,
I specialize in
or
redundant.
is he
Some-
really skanky?
So now
you
you're
doubled up on
English.
the skanky.
So now you're an
That's
English
skanky.
teacher too.
Well,
now, come on,
if
Fred.
it makes any difference to you, skanky is actually capitalized.
There you go.
There
See,
you go.
Like
there's the
every
reason
letter?
for it.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
skanky, the
So it's like,
first
I
letter
mean-
is capitalized, and in your mind you can imagine that the H is capitalized.
Is this about a
So
real
it's
person
really-
or? Or is this big?
Several,
just
but
several?
it's painful. I really
Personal.
can't talk about it. Though.
Oh, okay.
Some things. I need Advil to talk about. Melissa.
I don't know. Well,
All right. Well, let's
maybe,
go.
Dave and I learned this one for this weekend. I just like the title. I haven't heard it yet, though. All right, let's spin it, man. Skanky Ho.
Used to kill a couple 12 packs, think about you at night. 12 empty bottles of memories, you're still on my mind. But that was then, yeah, maybe I've seen the light. And then is then I finally have seen the light. And I don't love you anymore. I don't want you, skanky ho. I don't ever need to see your face no more, no more, no more, yeah, yeah. looking for a fine automobile. Then I kept my own Ford truck, got no side mirrors, a crack in my windshield. Yeah, that was then, maybe I have seen the light. Then is then, I think I finally have seen the light. Cause I don't really love you anymore. I don't want you skanky home. I don't ever need to see your face no more, no more. Yeah. Yeah, I don't love you anymore. I don't want you skanky home. I don't never need to see your face no more, no more.
Is it
And if
really
you
all
know,
that?
you know a ton of Beatles songs. I'm telling you, man, I grew
All
up
right.
on Beatles. Is there any kind of Beatles song you'd want to do right now?
We are
some harmony.
You know Hard Day's Night, right?
Yeah, I do that.
We're gonna do some. I guess
You
we're
wanna
gonna
do
do some Beatles right now.
This is a little low. We can see if this is within our range.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. So when I get home to you, I find the things that you do.
You can do the high harmony on that. So when you know, whatever it is. When I get home to you, I find. When I get home, am I doing already the high part?
Are they singing in unison until the when I'm home?
No, they don't even do harmony on the When I'm Home. They do it on this part. When I get home, I find the thing that you do make me feel alright. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, the feeling you want to be dying, yeah, it's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. So when I get home to you, I find out things that you do will make me feel alright. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you over me tight, yeah, it's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. So when I get home to you, I find out things that you do will make me feel alright. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So you got that?
Excellent.
Yeah, that was
Awesome.
cool.
I like it.
Yeah, Beatles fanatic too,
Yeah.
man.
See, the whole thing, I hate to, maybe I shouldn't even say anything, maybe I shouldn't go into it, but when I was 13 and could play any damn thing I wanted in the neighborhood, people said, you ought to check the Beatles out. I thought, sure. I go down, I know the chords, but I'm having trouble keeping time. I think, what the hell? And it was an old drummer friend of mine. It was an awesome drummer. The only guy I ever knew that would play Ringo parts and make them sound right. Everybody else sounded like Paul Wilcox's vocal variety when they tried to do Ringo. Anyway, this dude played a little guitar too, and he took a rhythm approach. And as I studied the Beatles, Freddie, I found that the Beatles have a different rhythmic approach. And that's what changes everything when you do a Beatles song. That's why that is so full, because this is how most people play. I'm going to tell you right, I'm going to just show you what I've learned.
Yeah,
This is
lay
how
it on.
most people play. You ready?
Yeah.
It's 2 down, 1 up. This is how most people play. The Beatles don't do that. I found out that the Beatles do 3 down, 1 up. So this is their style. Like in And I Love Her, for instance. The way most people would play this is like this. Doom, 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 doom. The Beatles do 3 down. So this is a Beatle rhythm. Doom, doom, doom. Same thing in Hard Day's Night. It's a down thing, and it just is so much more full. So
we do that. We go ahead.
Do we do 3 downs like that?
No.
Most people don't. Most people don't.
Like normal.
But if you delve into it, it makes everything different. Like.
No, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. I will try to show that I'm not trying to pretend.
You know that one, right?
I can't remember the words. Freddy's just chomping at the bit. He wants
anyway,
in on this.
Freddy. So you got your bait. You got your.
Yeah,
what you got
we're gonna hook up here. While we hook up, we're gonna let another song play. This is Waller's version of "Sounds of Silence" off his record. I'm gonna hook up a guitar with a couple guitars, and then we'll hook up the wave drum. We'll tell you more about the wave drum in a minute, and Waller will play that, and we'll do some Robert Johnson. But in the meantime, "Sounds of Silence."
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone down the streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light, split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fools that I do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you, take my arms and I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell, echo rounds of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sun flashed out its warning in the words that it was for me, and the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls, and whisper the sound of silence.
"Sounds of Silence, man. It was great.
All right, that was Sounds of Silence by Dave Waller. A little different perspective on the song. But what we have now, Dave has a drum in front of him, and Eric and Freddy are both holding guitars, so I imagine they all plan on playing. Before we start, though, Freddy, why don't you tell everybody what this little wave drum that Dave's got in front of him is?
Yeah, man. We're sitting in front of a mixing console. We got one mic. Eric's going to sing into it and play acoustic. I got a little electric dialed in. The amp's sitting behind there, so it doesn't drown anybody out. To the left of me, Dave is sitting here with what we call a wave drum. It basically looks like a snare drum pad. It's electronic and does all these weird sounds. So that's plugged through the studio monitors. And we're going to take a Robert Johnson tune, mix electric and acoustic with this wave drum. Hit the wave drum. Show me. So we're in the key of D, and that wave drum's pedaling a kind of a D note throughout. And we're going to do a 12 bar. And so, Eric, if you want to give it a start, man, let's get a little trio going on.
Okay, we'll start it off. This is a song I wrote in the parking lot of the Dairy Mart in Mass. Oh, wait a minute. This is rubbish. I'm sorry. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I have a propensity to fabrication, so I apologize.
I keep drinking all it now, trying to draw the blues away. I keep drinking all it now, trying to draw the blues away. Maybe you're just as welcome to my loving as a flower.
Now, Dave's the singer, so Dave should sing a tune. So, you know, whatever you want to sing, man.
You make stuff up, you know. Make stuff up.
dude. This
Let's
is
do a
recording,
shuffle,
right?
not
Whatever you want to do.
shuffle,
We'll do a shuffle.
It's
Well, see this old piece of shit, man? It rings well, doesn't it?
it's
does.
great, man.
Yeah, it sounds
How
good.
about out of G?
Okay, out of G. What will that be for me?
Oh, so you can
Go ahead, do it
play
any
an A,
key you
play an
want.
A.
I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
You gotta change that, you know, let's
Yeah.
keep it in D. 2. 1, 2, 3.
My babe, she said, go out and get a job. Baby, she told me, David, you gotta get a job. We'd sit around the house, feeling inside. I said, come on, baby, why you gonna treat me that way? I said, come on, baby, why you gonna treat me that way? Every night all I do is gonna give you a play. Come on, give me some. Go ahead. Going way downtown, way down in Nashville, Tennessee. Way downtown, way down in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, everybody loves me. I'll be a big star, you'll see. Yeah, yeah, baby. Bring it on home now. Tired of crying over you. Tired of crying over you. All day long, all you do is keep me blue.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah. That was sweet.
that was good.
That was just all just made up.
Yeah.
Made that.
That's what you get when you put three
That was
talented
definitely made
musicians in a room.
At first, I didn't know if you were going EA, if it was 12 or 8, but you just went with the 8,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just eventually.
Because I didn't, believe me, I didn't want to change if you weren't changing.
I
You
think,
know,
Yeah, good.
you
That's
gotta,
quick
gotta
change
be on the same
sometimes.
page.
Yeah,
I think
no.
Dave's a
Get the
fan of the.
21st century music then.
I think Dave's a fan of the wave drum.
That's really cool.
I think you're taking it on your next.
I like that
Hey.
drum though. That's really cool. I really like that.
Man, it's great
I can't.
playing with a couple of great friends, man. Don't get to break bread like this very often. We live in the same
is kinda
town.
cool,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do this again soon.
Yes, definitely. Had a
You know
great
what
time.
happened? My brother had an interview on pirate radio when he was bringing in Dog Eat Dog, and he flew me out to California. so I could do Little Wing and stuff on the radio.
Oh yeah.
So it would be cool that people would like it. Besides all that, this is a little story. We were sitting in the studio and I had a guitar in my hands, and I would never tell too many people this because it doesn't make people look good, but it's funny. And that is that everybody respects the Beatles and they know I'm kind of a Beatles guy, so they were bringing up the Beatles. And someone said in the studio, this is all live, they said, by the way, George Harrison also wrote a few songs that were pretty cool that the Beatles did. And they were all talking about this shit, right? And they're saying, yeah, George Harrison, this and that. So I'm sitting there with a guitar, and I do this. And everybody turned and said, what was that, dude? What's that? What are you doing? And I said, I said, never mind. No big deal. And you know what it was? I thought it was great. It's George Harrison's first song he ever wrote for the Beatles on Meet the Beatles.
Wow.
Yeah, Don't Bother Me. That's George Harrison. And they were talking about it, and it would have been so cool if they'd have said, yeah, do that. But I was so disappointed
Nobody knows.
that even my brother and all the disc jockeys and everybody in the room that were talking about George Harrison like they knew so fucking much. Pardon my English. I did the one song, his first song he ever did, and they're like, what was that? Like a bunch of women at a bingo party. And so that's when I said, nothing. That's all right. So it's a sad story. And it's not a crack on my brother because he did know a lot of shit, you know, but I can't expect him to know everything. But that first song is like... And she's been gone, I want to talk to me. Have you ever heard it?
Yes.
Anyway, so that would have been a cool thing on pirate radio, and it never happened, and that's what happened. I just rather than embarrass people, because that's another thing, I thought if I told them, that would make them look bad.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing a radio and this is George Harrison and I do that, and they say, what's that? I say, it's his first song on Meet the Beatles. So that's why I thought, nothing. And it's so sad, because if you could ever look that interview up and have it on archive still with my brother, you'd hear me in the background doing that. And then everybody would ask and I would say nothing. And if you really know Beatles, it'd be a moment.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, it was not the moment to you guys it was to me. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Gotcha.
This isn't being, you're not taping me saying that, are you?
Absolutely.
No, because we don't want that. I don't want him to look bad, you know, on
It
pirate
doesn't look
radio.
bad. It's just,
No.
but
It's
we
fine.
don't have to use it.
Yeah, you know.
Don't bother
Makes
me.
them like they didn't know what the hell they were talking about, and I didn't want them to feel that way.
I think the thing with that, though, is if they're going to bring it up, they should know, you know.
Well, they should.
I don't know the Beatles a lot. I know
But
their
if you're
big
going to
songs.
talk about
right.
it,
But if
you kind of got to be able
if I'm
to
going to bring something like that up, I'm going to know what I'm saying.
But I'm the kind of guy I didn't want to do that to them. So that's
Right.
why I could have said, that was George Harrison's first song, but instead I said, oh, nothing.
Which is part of the
You
reason
know.
why we brought Freddy into this, because like I said, I can't play a guitar. You guys are sitting there talking about how you play the guitar and this and that. I'm like, huh? It's all French to me. You know, you guys are speaking a totally
I took
different
2
language.
years of French.
So, oui.
I speak trailer court French.
Trailer court.
Mobile home French. You know, there's a funny thing. Every word that ends in T-I-O-N, you can do this too. And I don't know why, but people kind of like it. So every word, I don't know if you're talking about insulation or constellation or fabrication, you just say insulation. That's French for insulation. And people kind of get it, and they know it's stupid, and they kind of laugh, you know.
Baby, I like some fellatio.
You know, that's disgusting. I'm trying to keep this clean. Got a kid in
Yeah, so you wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know.
I
It's in
thought,
French.
I thought before I
Oh,
said
that's
it.
right. That's right. It's in French. So I guess we're okay.
He's probably Googling French right now.
He's like, what did he just say?
He's actually writing a song. So,
I don't know.
So, ha.
Yeah. So anyway, let's thank you guys for coming in. This was fun.
It's for Evans.
We'll have to do this again sometime. You
Oh,
know,
this is cool. When do I get paid?
the check will be in the mail.
Okay.
Just don't hold your breath.
don't watch for it.
I go out every day. I'm still looking for mine.
It might be there.
Okay, you know what? Anyway, I am flattered that you guys had me up here. I appreciate it, and it's very cool sitting with old friends. And I met Dave, and it's cool to play with people that are
cool to
talented.
hear you
You guys are pretty articulate yourself, so I'm glad you're doing this. It's a good thing for you.
We try. It's all about the music for us. You know, it's both of us grew up enormous music fans. And
I can tell that.
It
You
all
guys know
comes
your music.
it all comes down to the music. And what you guys did was really cool.
It was
You know,
awesome.
it's one of them things that I'm gonna try to pull out of the show myself and just listen to on my
I'm
own.
gonna try to get that put on my iPod. So just so you know, I'm gonna have that to listen to whenever I want to.
That was a lot of fun, you know.
Thanks very much, man.
It's great.
So I'd like to thank our sponsors, Balls Energy Drink and SIT Strings.
Yes.
And we'll say thanks. And from Matt
And Anthony.
And Freddy.
and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
And
Jimmy.
Eric.
And David.
You can call me Tony. Tony
Good night,
Roletti
Jim
is
Bob.
my
Good night,
alias.
Elizabeth. Oh, now show my age.
When I work with my bookie,
Yeah.
Tony Roletti is my alias.
Ah.
And I have aliases, you know. Dan Green when I order
Should
pizza.
we have shut the recording off?
I didn't count them, but actually.
That's really.
Yeah, I use alias. In fact, I got to tell you this, man. I may be divorced because of my aliases. Is that a real word? But anyway, so years
Doesn't
ago,
have a show on the end
so
of it.
I called the spaghetti bender, whatever it was called, and I ordered a carry out. My wife was going to bring it home after work. So I'm sitting there in the living room, and I'm waiting. All of a sudden, a piece of glass comes flying through the living room because she hit the front. She was a Scorpio. She hit the front door. She was so pissed
10
off.
seconds.
I said, "What's up?" And she said, "Here." And she gave me the spaghetti dinner, and she sat in the spaghetti bender for an hour after work. Nothing for Eric Oswald. And finally the guy said, the guy that giving out the food said, "Well, this one I have here is for Jeffrey Murdoch." And that was my alias in the service.
Oh,
Wow.
That son of a bitch.
And you're waiting all night
Yeah,
for it.
so she was really pissed off about that. So anyway,
All right, man. Well, on that note, we're going to sign off. And thanks for listening, audience.
We'll say goodbye till next time.